What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Horror, this is Ethan Horror, and today we are back with a brand new video. And no, we are not doing Universal Monster ranking because guess what? You guys hate the Universal Monsters. So no, I will not be ranking the Universal Monsters. If you guys really want that video, comment for it because it will never come out unless you guys request it, because apparently people hate the Universal Monster movies. So we're doing Poltergeist today. I've watched all 4 Poltergeist movies. Yes, there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 Poltergeist movies. I watched the last one last night, and shockingly, the franchise isn't horrible, but this is one of the so-called cursed horror movies. You can look up all the stuff about that, but we're just going to be talking about the movies today, so let's get into it.
Play a game. Here's Johnny. This is God. It's showtime.
But it brings us to our current suspects. Ethan.
Coming in at number 4, my least favorite Poltergeist movie is going to be Poltergeist 3. This is the one that everyone hates, that everyone says is terrible. I disagree. It is my least favorite, but I didn't hate it. There was some parts that I enjoyed, some parts that I actually thought were pretty decent. But I do see where they're coming from with this one. The acting is certainly, how do we put this lightly? Bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's not, at some points it's decent, but the acting is pretty bad throughout almost the entire movie. You get Carol Ann back. That's it. Oh no, and you get the lady back. But otherwise, they, for some reason, didn't want to bring back the other people, or maybe they couldn't get the actors to come back, because they just shipped Carol Ann off. Like, apparently the family, after the first 2 movies, were like, all right, you're going to go live with your aunt and uncle, and we're going to keep the other 2 kids. So they ship them off to Carol Ann to go live with their aunt and uncle, which like doesn't seem like something that family would have done, especially after all the crap they went through to get her back in the last 2 movies. They wouldn't just, ship her off, but I guess, yeah, she's living with her aunt and uncle now, so, I don't know. I liked some of the things it did. It brought back Kane, which they recast him too, so, yeah, there's not much here, but there was a few enjoyable moments, some good scenes, some fun things here and there, so it's not horrible, but it's certainly not good. Coming in at number 3, I'm going with the Poltergeist remake. I believe it's from 2016. This is another one of the remakes. It's kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, where I don't like it because it's the same thing. It's not like a shot-for-shot remake like Psycho, but it is basically just the same movie done again. It's more modern, which I have praised Carrie 2013 for being a more modern version of the original Carrie, but I think it works a lot better with Carrie versus with Poltergeist when, like the screens are all glitching out and all staticky. You can just tell that someone's playing a video on that TV screen of, like, TV glitching effects because, well, it looks way too perfect. Like, it's like 4K Ultra HD of glitching, so it looks way too perfect, and you're just like, oh, it looks stupid. Every time I saw it, I thought that looked stupid. The acting is a lot worse in this one than the original. A lot of the great scenes from the original are cut out of this one. I did say it was basically the same thing. I forgot to mention, it's basically the same thing, minus all the good parts. So, yeah, that's pretty much the Poltergeist remake. Yeah, acting is worse. They take out a lot of the good scenes. They kind of redo some of the scenes, but change them a little bit. So I guess they tried a little bit to make it different. But it felt too samey, and then the stuff that you did want to see again, you don't get to see again. So coming in at number 2 is going to be Poltergeist 2: The Other Side. The thing with the Poltergeist movies is none of them are horrendous, but only really one of them is actually good. So they're all just like right here in like the 2.5 to 3 star range. I enjoyed Poltergeist 2 quite a bit more than I thought I would. Yeah, it kind of shocked me that I liked it as much as I did, because obviously, you know, a sequel to Poltergeist probably isn't going to be good, and I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. I'll give you that. There was a lot of things I liked. I like Kane as the villain. He's creepy. I like the new character, the guy they let stay with them at their house. He's pretty cool. So I like seeing him on screen a lot, especially his interactions with some of the kids. You get the original cast back, which is surprising because, you know, it's a sequel. Usually they don't bring back any characters, but they brought back the original cast, and they didn't do the same for the third one, but it's fine. It's nice to see him again in this one. See a nice little continuation of their story from part 1. And they managed to keep it fresh by introducing in that new villain of Kane, and, you know, the other new characters in here. So they managed to keep it fresh, and I think it works as a sequel. It's a nice continuation of the story while keeping it again. I'm just like, I sound like a broken record, but keeping it fresh. Like, that's one of the best things you can do with the sequel. Like, a lot of people complain the Friday 13th movies are the same thing over and over. It's not one of my complaints, but a lot of people do. But like in this movie, yeah, they keep it fresh, they keep it new, and it's not the same thing over and over like some of the slasher franchises, Friday 13th, Halloween, even Saw, some people would argue. So yeah, it was a decent sequel. I enjoyed parts of it, but it wasn't perfect by any means. Coming in at number 1, I have the original Poltergeist. Did you expect anything else? Correct answer, no. I'm not saying everybody has it at number 1, but you should, because Poltergeist dope. Like, I really like Poltergeist. There's some great scenes in here. I like the scene with the chairs on the table. That's one of my favorites of the movie. But my favorite scene is the one where the guy starts pulling his face off in the mirror. Just remember, Poltergeist is PG. They didn't have a PG-13 rating back then, so that was essentially a movie that kids could go see. So yeah, but the effects look great. They hold up to still around today's standards. They still hold up. So yeah. Otherwise, like, there's so many iconic scenes. You know, obviously the "They're Here" scene is iconic. Carol Ann as a character, a lot of the other scenes, you get the tree, the pool, the clown doll. There's so much iconic imagery, iconic scenes in this movie. It's just one after another. And then you get that great scene of you move the headstones, not the bodies, which, you know, was the kind of reveal of the movie. It's actually successfully scary in a lot of scenes. I think it's great. It's a masterpiece. It's classic, and yeah, I think it did make my top 50 horror movies list. If it didn't, that's a crime, and I'm pretty positive it made my top 100 movies list. So, yeah, Poltergeist is great. The sequels are fine. That's all I really got, honestly. There's not much here besides the original movie, which you guys know is amazing, so I don't really need to talk about it as much. But the sequels are all right. And that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit like and subscribe so I know you're see more videos like it. Otherwise, you can go down below and hit the bell notification to be notified when I post any brand new videos. Comment down below your own ranking or some future video ideas for me. I don't usually like doing rankings of movies below, or franchises with below 5 movies, because the videos are always short. But sometimes I do it just for, you know, like big franchises such as Poltergeist is a pretty big franchise, so figured should rank these. It's just that videos always turn out too short, so yes, I am padding it at the end by talking about that. But so if you are like, oh, when are we gonna get an It ranking, or oh, when are we gonna get a Quiet Place ranking, those are 3 movies. That video would be like 5 minutes long. I did do a 3-movie ranking when Strangers Chapter 1 came out, but that's just because um, everyone was seeing the new Strangers movies, so I wanted to release a Strangers video. But if a new Quiet Place movie comes out, I'll be happy to do one of those, and if a new It movie for some reason comes out, I'll be happy to do those. But I wouldn't count on an It ranking anytime soon, especially because you guys would know my ranking, because it's my favorite movie ever. But I was thinking about doing a Stranger Things ranking when Stranger Things 5 comes out, so you look forward to that. Yeah, otherwise, see you guys next time.